Yo, everybody. This is Vocab Malone. Welcome to Street Apologist Radio. Street Apologist Media Live. I think my mic's too loud. Let me turn it loud a little bit. I'm going to show my face. Sorry about that. I just saw that it was redlining. All right, everybody. Now, I need to take this off of my face, which I kind of like that graphic. Don't you guys like that little graphic I created? Should I leave it? Ooh, I just did that. All right. Guys, you got to excuse me. I've been on the road for a hot minute. So, it's like I'm out of practice or something. I don't know. I kind of think I'm going to get rid of it. Actually, I could see it being cool, real small right there. I might get rid of it later. Anyways, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Tell me how I sound and tell me how everything looks, please. Let me adjust this just a little bit. Remember, I've been on the road, everybody, again, like I said. And so I'm going to give everybody an update. I want to tell you guys what's been going down, how it's been. It's been rather beautiful. That's the short version. God has been very good. I just got back from Detroit, but also spent some time in Michigan. What am I saying? Not Michigan. Yeah, well, obviously I did that, but Cleveland and Columbus as well. And let's see who we got up in here. Jesse Walsh says, love the book. Did you just finish reading it? If so, hey, I really appreciate that. Yeah, some of you guys like it a little bit brighter, so I'm going to brighten things just a little bit, okay? All right. So let's see what people were saying here. I'm going to start off with that, and then we're going to start off with a freestyle. I owe you guys 4 freestyles right now. And the way the show goes is like this. If we get to 50 in the super chat, which helps this show run as you guys understand how life works, or if you get 100 viewers, then also. So towards that end, hit the like button, please. Grab this link, share it, and be sure to comment and let us know you are here. So let's look. Hey, what's up, Believing Thinkers in the house? What's up, Grace? What's up, Tommy? How you doing? What's up, Soko? And you're right, it's sort of a travelogue, an apologetics travelogue tonight. That is the show. What's up, Nate? Nate is ever faithful, man. I want to let you know, bro, Nate, you're one of the folks who really keeps me encouraged at all times. And so if you ever get discouraged, please know that I rely on you to encourage me. So keep it up, bro. What's up, Sweet Tea? Phoenix native Dinu, who is in Detroit, and now she is in D-House. We also got someone you may know, and we've also got Darna Torres. It's stupid of you to come on when Christian Prince is on. Well, darn it, you're going to have to get timed out. Sometimes I do things whimsical. You didn't really violate a rule except for being kind of a jerk. So we're going to give you a timeout, and you can come back later after Christian Prince is over. Shout out to my brother Christian Prince. But I don't check with what everybody else is doing before I go live. We just got to do things when the schedule allows. Come on. The reason I want to time you out is because on the show, even though we deal with a lot of very hostile, contentious type issues, we like to be happy warriors for Jesus. And I know that sounds funny, but what I mean is positive vibes. Like somebody comes at us, okay, doesn't mean we don't get serious, but come on. For real? Hey, what's up, General Patrol? Your name's a little odd, but, Corinth's great supporter. What's up, Zach? How you doing? Starblaze. Give a shout out to Jonathan Shoko then for the classic beat. What's up, Georgia? And what's up? Happy birthday to D New. What's up, Isaiah Armstrong? What's up, Jesse Walsh? Thank you very much. And what is up with GMS Lions Den? Dr. Edom, what's poppin'? Oh, nothing much. How's he do it? Does he go like this or does he go like this? Someone tell me which way Dr. Evil does it, and I'll do it just for you, GMS. But I forget which way it is. Is it 1 or 2? This is 1. This is 2. I forget which way it is. So someone tell me. What's up about my father's work always? Jan. Then why are you here? Do you trying to go to sleep? What's up with you? Hayden Tang, what's up? Uh-oh, Miss T-Mac. I read it too quick. Miss Ty Mac, I know who that is. Keisha, shout out to you, who was also in Detroit with Sherelle, which was awesome. And what's up, Douglas Reed? Shout out to this SA squad. And then we've also got Jason Mangum. And, I cannot read all these quotes, but I just want to say that you guys are awesome, folks. Now let's talk. Let's get down to business. It is time to freestyle first. It's one. So what's he do? Does he go like this? Someone help me out. Does he go like this? How does he do it? Someone tell me. Give me a description of what he does, and I'll do it. Is it like this? Does he make a sound when he does it? I really forget. I haven't seen the Austin Powers thing in a long time. All right, so today what I'm going to do is give you guys an update, but whenever we do updates, there's content as well. So I'm going to break down some of the stuff that I was breaking down while I was in the Midwest, all right? And then I'm also going to get into some issues, and I'm going to interact with the live chat, and I'm going to give you guys some freestyles. And we're going to be talking about the Urban Apologetics Conference that just happened in Detroit. There's that. But here's what's wild. God really moved in multiple ways, not only in Detroit, but some events happened in Columbus that were really awesome, and I want to tell you guys about those as well. And then also, you guys should probably recognize that on my last show, I had INOP on, and INOP is the former head of GMS Detroit Hebrew Israelite Camp. Now he's not a he's not an ex-member of the movement. He still would consider himself a Hebrew Israelite. But I gotta say, I am Dr. Edom. Okay, just for you, GMS Lions, and I'm a good sport, bro, for real, But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show. GMS Lions is requesting that I do this, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put the comment on screen first, okay? All right, I'm putting the comment on screen. Are you the one who made the thumbnail? So we'll try it. I am Dr. Edom. I'll try a couple different ways. Is it right hand or left hand? Does anybody know? I am Dr. Edom. All right, and I want to talk about the INAP engagement because it was very interesting. Whenever we can get a Hebrew Israelite who's articulate and can defend his beliefs without resorting to anger and threats, we've got a gem. And he's able to do that. And I like him. I don't feel like he plays games. What I mean by that is, I don't mean he's not a fun person, like, or anything like that. I'm saying that, like, he's not trying to do a bunch of shady business. He's direct with things. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. I have a ton of respect for men like him. So to INAP, I have a grip of respect to him. I know all the Hebrew Israelites, some of them don't like him, but I just got a lot of respect for him. And so with you, it would be the left hand, of course. Of course, I knew that was going to come out. I knew he was going to say I should do it with the left hand because, the Hebrew Israelites always talk about the left hand side and the right hand side. But again, just for you, I will do it, okay? Just for you, all right? I am Dr. Edom. I am Dr. Edom. Why do I have no problem doing that? Because I know I'm not an Edomite, so I'm not really bothered if somebody calls me an Edomite. And even if I wasn't Edomite, if there was such a thing, I would just be glad that God had saved me nonetheless, if I was. You know what I'm saying? But let's get right into here now, and let's go ahead and drop our first freestyle. Some people don't like that. I'm not a southpaw. I'm a right-hander, but just doing that. Oh, by the way, shout out to the super chat. Who just dropped a super chat? Georgia on my mind. Georgia. Shout out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into this first freestyle because I owe you guys some freestyles. Let's see how these beats sound. I think we're just going to go with that one first. I like this one. I don't know if y'all do, but I do. So I owe everybody 4 freestyles. Let me know about the volume. Yeah. Let me know about the volume. The volume. Yeah. Let me know, is the volume right? Is it right? Is it right? Is it right? Mic check. Yeah, I know. And y'all be haters, man. Alright, let's try it. I'm gonna try it right about here, guys. You guys let me know, okay? It's ready to start. Alright, so you guys, 4 freestyles. Here's the first one. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let me know what the volume, y'all. Oh, darn it. Yeah. Time to rock it. Yeah. Alright, check it, Street Apologist Live. How many of you this? About 45. That's how many are viewing the show. Peep it out now. John Soko made a real chill beat. It's got the real heel eat. I met the real ill skill type of heat. No defeat. Check it like Kunta Kinte. Rock the mic, kick it like Pele. Hey, hey, what you say? From here to Broadway, 24th Street. I'm chilling in my seat. Vocab Malone, I asked some steak, it was me. I think at the airport, okay, I greet everybody with a pound and a shake. Don't say God, what up, God, that's fake. Alright, I bake, I'm not Ricky Lake. Peep it out, nah, I don't be making cake, not really very much. I got to go to touch, call me Midas as I write this beat, okay? Peep the peeps in the live chat day, all kinda discreet, cause they know how to peep it, know how to do it. Peep it out, Christian hip-hop, got the music, gonna be part of Apologetics movement. Yes, y'all, gonna do it. Gotta be true and never really truant. Don't stay away from school, okay? I'm cool, alright, Saturday. Peep it out now, got a hat today. DJ, let me take a break while I take a drink. This is the first of 4. Then we need like 3 more. It is a war of attrition. My condition to be an apologetic Christian. Please listen, men and women don't need a henchman, don't need a vixen. Vocab Malone, now I be spitting, ripping, but it's not written. Freestyle, not bitten, like McGruff with crime. Peep it out now from the top of the mind. So divine, Jesus I shine. Here I go again, rhyme 999, 1999, false prophecy. Y'all ain't stopping me with threats of violence. I will not stay silent. Vocab Malone, you know I'm reliant like K. So people gotta end the freestyle with a shout of hey. Alright guys, let me know real quick about was that okay? I really need to know about the volume there. Let's get into this show. First thing I want to do right here is I want to real quick share my screen with Logos. Alright, you guys see that? Oh, come on, not that. You guys see my screen? How's it look? I want it to look good. Let's see. Does it look good? And I want to break down something because I want to give you just a snippet of what I shared in Detroit, okay? Check this out. This is a snippet of it. And by the way, yes, if you are a listener to the show and you use the code that's on the side of the screen there, you will get a discount with Logos. Oh, I don't think it's on the screen right now, but it's going to be back on later, okay? The link's right there, and you can get a discount. Let me just show you guys real quick one thing that we got into when we were breaking stuff down there in the Midwest. Let me show you this. Colossians 2:8. I just want to start this because this is what I brought to them. See to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Christ. Just going to park right there for a minute, as they say. So Paul, the apostle, is speaking here to the Christians at Colossae, and he's giving them a warning. See to it. This is watch out now type of language, right? This is something you need to see to, right? See to it. Be on guard. Do this. That no one, Paul would even include himself in this, This is Pharisees, this is Jews, this is Gentiles, this is philosophers, this is teachers, this is politicians, this is even your own self, this is anyone, right? That no one takes you captive. Let me real quick break down this takes you captive thing. Check this out. I did a little comparison in some different translation. NASB, see to it that no one takes you captive. This is interesting right here. The New King James Version, beware lest anyone cheat you. Oh. NET, be careful not to allow anyone to captivate you. ESV, which I was just reading. And the RSV, see to it that no one makes a prey of you. Now, that word right there, it has to do with when you defeat an enemy in battle, and then afterwards, you carry them off. You carry their treasure off, so to speak. You know, what's called booty. You carry it away. That's the idea there. So this is in the realm of ideas. Don't let any idea defeat you and then carry you away like it's the victor in a battle. This is what happens to Bible believers a lot of times in this world. I was just back in Columbus and I was hearing about some old friends. And hey, we all go through trials and we all mess up and we all are like sheep who've gone astray. So I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. I promise that's not how I mean it. But I was shocked at people I've known who are now in their 40s, who have been faithful ever since I've known them, who now are, let me just say, in a totally different place. And they're like, I don't know if I believe in hell anymore. And I don't know if I believe that Jesus Christ is the only way anymore. And I don't know if I believe the Bible is really the Word of God anymore. And I don't know if I believe... And it's like, you this long, and now the world's worn down on you. That's what's happened. And instead, they spend their time hanging out in bars or drinking. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with alcohol per se or being physically in a bar. I'm just saying it's like they're what they put at the center of their life has been replaced by the gospel, and Jesus was something else. And it's shocking, right? And we all got to watch out. That could be any of us. That's why this warning is in Holy Scripture. But what are we worried about is going to do this to us? Philosophy. Now, philosophy literally means love of wisdom. You can see it broken down there. See in the bottom of your screen? Philosophia. That beginning, that root, see, Philo in English, transliterated. That means love of, and the Philo in the Sophia is wisdom. A lot of you guys know that. If you know someone named Sophia, their name comes from the Greek word for wisdom, right? So Paul doesn't say love of wisdom is bad, because he's read Proverbs, which is in the Old Testament, which is wisdom literature. This is a certain kind of philosophy. What is philosophy? It's thinking about something. This is thinking or wisdom that's not according to biblical principles. This is thinking that is based upon autonomous man. That's what it is. And he follows it up with a conjunction, Philosophia kai, philosophy, and empty deceit. Two different words there. Kainos, which if you recognize in Philippians, that's where you get that word about Jesus emptying himself. But this is in this context of something being vacuous. It's totally empty. And this deception, combined with it, it means something that's promised but not delivered. Have you ever heard of those schemes? I don't know if they're as popular these days, but I knew some people who knew some people that this happened to. And I think I even knew some people who used to do this kind of thing. Those schemes where you got somebody who pulls up and they'll be like, hey, come check this out in my trunk, right? And they'll go back and they'll look and they'll have like this brand new flat screen TV. Looks real good. It's in the box, of course, to say factory sealed, never been opened, only $100. What? Think about how much it would cost. They pick it up. It has weight to it. It's never been opened, so they don't mess around to open the box right there. Put it in the trunk, give the guy the money, go home. It's a cement slab or something like that. It's not what is actually promised. It's an empty box. The promise was not there. That's what this is. And that's what all wisdom outside of Christ is. So Paul is saying, don't let anyone captivate you, take you capture. Really, it's a kind of a military term, is my understanding. By philosophical systems, which are based on man's autonomous reason, which are ultimately empty promises that fool you, because they're kata, that's that word, according to human, you see, anthropos, tradition, paradosis, human tradition. That means what they're based on is something other than the Word of God. This is why, and I don't mean to come against anybody, but then again, I do. This is why we as Protestants say sola scriptura and do not hold to Roman teachings or Greek Orthodox teachings or even principles based upon extra-biblical Judaism, not according to human tradition. Not that it's bad. You're allowed to have traditions as long as you don't make them authoritative and binding on the conscience of believers, and as long as you don't allow them to usurp the Word of God. What else is according to, though, these things that could captivate you? According to the elemental spirits. Now, there's a lot of debate about what that is, but one way is the basic system of the world, because it says according to the elemental spirits of the world. It could have to do, because there's a word there, stoicheia, that could have to do possibly with demonic powers, and they really are ultimately behind the world system, so that works. But really, it seems like he's essentially saying the wisdom of this world, the basics of this world. And notice, it's in contradistinction to something, and not. There's that Greek negation there. According to Christ. So, not according to this, not according to this, but it should be according to this. Anything else will take us captive. And that is a beautiful inroad to talk about apologetics, because part of apologetics is equipping believers with how to think and thinking through cultural issues. Part of apologetics is when we encounter new philosophical systems, 5%ers, Nation of Islam, black atheism, Santeria, right? I mean, I haven't talked about some of these things on the show. Kabbalah, of course, Hebrew Israelism, Kemetic science, Moorish temple science, Nuwabians, the list goes on and on and on. Colossians 2:8, and notice it's followed up with a beautiful verse specifically about the deity of Christ and how he dwells in you. Look at 9 and 10. And then if we get a chance to go back to this, we're going to go back to it, because verse 11, notice Paul immediately begins speaking of an improper understanding of the law, and it goes all the way to verse, really, I mean, that's the rest really of Colossians 2. It has to do with, and we've covered this before. I don't know if you know. Maybe I should link that show if I remember. I never remember to do these things. We've covered some of this before. But I just want to break that down real quick, because Wednesday night I didn't use this verse, but Thursday night I did when I was in Columbus. And now I'm going to tell you about what happened in Detroit and how I used that verse. And I think this verse really is a good verse for everything that happened this weekend. So let me switch out of there and again say you too can get Logos at a discounted rate. The discount's on the side of the screen. That's the program I had up. It's a beautiful thing. And let's look at this, everybody. Check it out. I want to check out your comments real quick here. Da 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 da. Oh, my man, Tony Tabano. How you doing, Tony Tabano? Good to see you. All right. Oh, an apology accepted. Nice. Conman Mike is in the house. Oh, well, Hayden, I'll answer the question, but I also appreciate Conman Mike letting you know that we do have stuff on Islam coming this week. Let me put it in the top of the screen. I'm having a little trouble down there. Vocab, I'm glad you're doing this and telling people about the Hebrew Israelites, but I was wondering, how did you go from Islam to studying the Hebrew Israelites worldview? Well, a few things. Tonight I'm talking about a few different things. You know, right now I was just talking about scripture and applies to a lot of stuff, including Islam. But there's a few different things that happened. In the beginning, I was dealing with Jehovah's Witnesses, atheists, Roman Catholicism, and Mormonism as sort of the primary four issues I was really getting into. I did a brief time study where I was actually dealing a little bit with Eckankar. It's kind of a long story, and Church of Scientology. But those were the 4 main other things I was dealing with on a regular basis when I lived more in Tempe, Arizona. If you know anything about the Valley breakdown, but that was really the main thing. But more and more Islam became important for a whole bunch of reasons, and so I really started to do more and more stuff with Islam, and in a lot of ways I thought it was going to be the main thing I was going to deal with apologetically from then on. But I do feel like different urban apologetic issues started popping up, and I believe Islam actually is one of them because of its prominence in the community. But what happened then, I made a transition from Islam being my number 1 to studying Islam being my number 2. It's still on the menu and all that stuff, right? And just like my man said, you're going to see some uploads coming about Islam this week, actually. He made a brand new intro to the Islam shows, which I think was fantastic. Mike really hooked stuff up. But the main way has to do with I was running into Hebrew Israelites, and I saw that nobody was really dealing with them. And I wasn't like of the mindset like, well, then I'll do it all by myself. My thought was, I'll kind of do this just to help people that need help, and maybe I'll get back to Islam later on. But it was one of those things where the need never abated, and it's in fact grown. And with Islam, it's a tough issue, and not enough people are getting into it. But more people deal with it than they do Hebrew Israelites. Shout out to Roxb, 25 in the super chat. Dang, dang, dang. I don't know if anyone else has hooked it up and I've missed, but if I have, I apologize. But thank you, Roxb. It would have been great to see you in Detroit, by the way. But in the future, we will, hopefully, right? So that's a little bit about that. But I'm not gonna just spend time on that. But let's talk now about what happened. So a brother named Kevin Lawson hit me up, and I don't think I might have his picture in here somewhere. Yeah, I do. Right here, brother Kevin Lawson. The man's got like 9 degrees or something. Man, he's no joke. He hit me up and said, hey, we're trying to do an Urban Apologetics Conference, and I'd like to have you out and get some other people. And so he asked me who I recommended, because originally he was thinking of like he would have one person per topic, and I said, look, I know that you're going to be paying for a lot of this for this conference to happen. Why don't you have a couple people who can do 2 topics and hit 2 topics instead of that? And he's like, that's a good idea. And so some of the topics he wanted to deal with were Nation of Islam and 5 percenters. Islam and Nation of Islam and Moorish Temple Science. Those are 3 of the issues I remember him talking about. And I said, well, look, to do Islam and Nation of Islam is really 2 different presentations. So if you want that, I really need to do 2 different ones. But I could do Nation of Islam and the 5 percenters because those kind of go together. But I don't think I could do Nation of Islam, 5 percenters, and Moorish Temple Science. You know what I'm saying? That would that'd be too much. And so anyways, we talked about this, and he also said, who else should I get? I named some names, told him some people, and the person I promoted the most with him was Adam Coleman. And so he did link up to Adam Coleman, and I said, hey, here's the people I think or here's the topics I think Adam Coleman's good at. And he's like my role model when it comes to apologetics. He's so great in his content and delivery and personality. You've got to get him out there, and he'll do really good on these 2 topics. And I thought he did great. I love his presentations. But the brother man also went and got Jerome Gay, who's really doing some amazing stuff. I mean, it's so awesome to see pastors really involved with this. And he got another brother who's actually like an OG of apologetics in Kojic, the Church of God in Christ. And I don't think a lot of people realize how important Kojic is. And so I was impressed to meet this one, Harvey Burnett. He's mainly in Illinois. But let me just show you here real quick. There's kind of the lineup of the conference. And everybody was stellar. Everybody was really stellar. They did a great job. And Harvey, I met him and his wife, and they were a lovely couple. And I just appreciate his labor and what he's doing so much, because a lot of people don't know kind of what he's kind of working underground. And he's got a hard job ahead of him, but he's been faithful. And I just give a massive shout out to him, as well as Kevin and Kevin's family. I got to meet his twin sister, and she was such a help, and especially, of course, his wife. I mean, they are a great team. They work together so fantastic, Kevin and Kendra. and just a lot of props. And here's a schedule for the conference. I mean, even the graphic design of this. Isn't this cool? It's got each topic laid out, and it's got like Detroit in the background. You know what I'm saying? It's like really, they did a great job, and it's got local churches that sponsored it. This man and woman came, and they were an awesome couple as well. They didn't come, but here's another church that sponsored it. So I mean, how amazing is it? And this is another partner. I mean, this was a joint effort in Detroit. I was so encouraged. Hey, how you doing, my man? Ham Sunshine, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Now, I'm going to talk more about this, but I see I've got a lot of comments. I'm going to interact with you guys a little bit because I see some comments. I'm going to get back to this because I need to tell you about it, about the conference in Detroit. Corin says, I love long videos. I really watch videos under an hour. And then somebody else right before that said, you need to make your videos shorter, bro, like under 15 minutes. I don't watch a lot of your vids because they're too long. Just a suggestion. Keep on, brother. All right, so notice there are two different types of watchers, Corin's and Ryan. So let me explain something real quick about YouTube and all that, because this is it's an important, interesting thing. It's like this. Let me move this over. This kind of bothering me. Sorry. All right. Yeah. I want it right there. There's different types of YouTube consumers. Some of them really are more live chat type people. They tend to develop community and be more interactive. And there's other folks who generally only watch shorter things. So there's there's different kinds. There's not only two, but there's definitely two within that. Probably a majority maybe are the shorter kind, because those videos are also more shareable. They're more likely to go viral. And viral has different definitions, in my opinion, depending on what community you're in. There's apologetics viral, which is different than real viral. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the definition of viral these days, it would be different than sort of an apologist going viral. Nonetheless, saying all that to say this, that when we look at that, there's different types of viewers. And so I recognize that. And so a lot of my stuff will basically never go viral because I focus a lot on live streaming. So 2, sometimes 3 shows. Those are the longer videos you're talking about for the most part. Sometimes I upload sermons or talks or lectures. They tend to be a longer format as well. I'm not the only one who does this. Mike Winger does this as well, but he also does shorter things. So let me say this, that I understand that perspective, but that's one perspective. So basically my channel there's a few reasons why. One is because of the stuff I cover. Urban apologetics is not the most popular topic, but it's needed. The format of my channel also, a few things I do, but they're consciously done, will limit the growth of my channel, or they make a slower growth. However, I feel it's okay. Everything's a trade-off in life, right? You know, you get a car, if you have more room, it might be a slower car because it's bigger, whatever. That type of channel that I run does help facilitate the more better community. So if you notice, we have a very strong community on the Street Apologist Squad. And part of the reason is because of the nature of the way the programming is. And that is a beautiful thing. And honestly, unless something changes drastically, I don't want to change that. Not only that, but I like a little more off-the-cuff spontaneity in doing apologetics. It feels more real and authentic to me. I don't like as much scripting everything out, although I do those videos sometimes as well. And I'll do them, and I understand the need for those. I like planning and thinking, and then hitting the button and basically have no idea what I'm specifically going to say until it starts, for the most part. There's always exceptions to that. So these are just things to consider. So I hear you, but I also, it's a conscious decision. However, if you look at the last week's content, it's almost all been shorter format. I don't know if you've noticed, because I recognize the need to put out different kinds. And then I do some mild length stuff, like the stuff dropping this week. A lot of it's going to be 15, 20 minutes. And so there's different things there, and I get that, but it's kind of just the way it is. And it's funny, when I stop a live stream, everyone's like, I want you to go longer. I mean, I get a lot of that. I'm like, yo, this thing's already hitting 2 hours, you know? So it is what it is. But nonetheless, who else made a comment? Someone else made a comment that I needed to get to. Oh, yeah, Chris Gibson. Are you coming to the Dallas area anytime soon? The answer, Chris, is yes. I'm going to be in Dallas the end of July. Now, again, it's all in the Lord. Things can change. I don't want to tell you guys exactly what I'm doing right now, but just say that if you hit me up We maybe they'll link up in some way. Conman Mike knows what's up. I got to hit up K-Dub because I got to link up with him. But I am doing some stuff in Dallas. I will be in Dallas for 4 or 5 days at the end of July. So let me know what's up, man, if you want to hook something up. So, yes, I will be in Dallas sometime soon, the end of this month. So that's kind of it. Jess Walsh, Vocab, why don't you tackle the Jewish diaspora and where the Jews went throughout the earth? Which would contradict Hebrew Islam's claims. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry. Don't like doing that. Did not mean to do that. Forgive me. Okay. It's like this. I deal with that sometimes, here and there, and I still will, but it's not one of the main things I deal with. And there's a few reasons why, but I'll deal with it more. But a lot of stuff's long term. By God's grace, I plan on doing this a while, and every issue, bit by bit, is going to get tackled, little by little. So just kind of give it time, and we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to D New with the super chat, who was there in Detroit, which I want to return to now, speaking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, see, it's very interesting to hear these comments. Jason Mangum. Jason, which brother were you? Tell me where you were from. Because I know there's a brother there from Arizona, but I don't remember the name off the top of my head. There's a few other people. I mentioned Dinu from Canada, and of course, I don't know which name you want me to use, but Keisha, that's not the screen name, but Keisha from South Carolina, and Sherelle, shout out, and maybe to Mom if she's watching. But yeah, it was great. So let's talk a little bit more about that as well. All right. Oh, you guys are funny, guys. Yo, you guys are so funny. Oh man, that's just what? Yes, I mean I just can't answer all these though. Okay. 5th freestyle unlocked. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? Nate, we need to do another freestyle then right now. We're going to do one right now, okay? We're going to do one right now. Shakara Sanders, are you also in Dallas, Fort Worth area? Hit me up. This is the end of July. It's happening, okay? So if you guys want to link up, then we got to link up. Let's do this second freestyle right now, and then I'm going to continue on talking about the Detroit conference, because there's actually a lot to tell you. I feel like I'm not getting to enough here. Let's try which beat. I like this one. I like this one. How's the volume? We're gonna check that volume. I think it needs to be right about there. Alright, tell me how it is. Tell me the volume. It's time to start. Alright, guys, let me know about the volume. We're gonna do the second freestyle right now because you guys keep on unlocking them. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do them. Alright, here we go. Basic technique. You gotta ask Conman Mike that question. Alright, y'all, what's up? This is the second freestyle of today's show. Talking about the city of Detroit. Bouncing up and down like a ball made by Voight. Peep it out now. I try to be adroit, not like a real android. Some people say that they get annoyed if the live stream is too long, but here's a time where I kick that song. The freestyle when we unlock the 50. Vocab Malone, my name ain't 50 Cent. Repent like John the Baptist, who was heaven sent to preach the word everywhere he went. From here to the river, he had to speak about the coming deliverer. His name was Yeshua, Jesus Christ. He couldn't tie the shoe of the Messiah, Jesus. Peep it out now, he's the one who frees us. Yes, y'all, and he sees us. Everywhere we go, we need to be just quiet. Don't have a riot. Inside, ask to invite it. The truth of salvation and peace. Peep it out now, he will release a river. The living streams of water. He He is a giver to the sons and the daughter. They get the Spirit. Open up your hair, spiritually hear it like Acts chapter 2. Avenue coming after you. Read a Bible or two, maybe in a minute. Grab the microphone, break dance, and I spin it. I win it, got the W. Tap you on the shoulder, let me trouble you. Hey yo, double do you know who Jesus is? Do you wanna be one of his kids? Rocking on the mic, so we got to rip it. Be specific, the beat terrific. Yes, y'all, Atlantic to Pacific. Jump on a boat and then we ship it. UPS, so we keep it fresh. Rap about Jesus and his righteousness, his holiness, I must confess. Yes, y'all, he's in my chest. Spiritually speaking, the mic, I'm freaking, preaching the gospel to every Puerto Rican that I'm seeing, and even the Dominican. When the beat comes, I'll be rapping again. The end. Alright, that was the second freestyle. Woo, man. Okay, guys, be nice there in the live chat. Be nice there. Be nice, party people. Alright, so let me say what's up. I think, first of all, it was fantastic that D-New came. So you guys know her as a regular. You don't know Keisha as much. You haven't seen her as much. But I think it's fantastic that she came as well, and her friend. So there was a couple people I specifically knew who came because of their involvement in what we do here. A lot of the other people came because they knew Kevin and the promotion he had done in Detroit. But then also we had people who came from all over. D-New, do you remember all the people who came? I mean, I don't even remember all the people in their places. Before I spoke one of my times, I asked, where everybody was from, and there was people from all over. There's people from Cincinnati. I'm forgetting the places, okay? But there's people from multiple places. There was under 100 people there for an Urban Apologetics Conference in Detroit. That was fantastic. I met one brother who actually works for Ravi Zacharias International Ministries, and I'm real proud of what he's trying to do. He is trying to take urban apologetic issues such as, what do we say about the Bible and slavery, or the transatlantic slave trade, for example. He's trying to deal with those issues and have our Ravi Zacharias International Ministries, which is a huge ministry, look at those issues as well, right? Oh yeah, people from Washington and of course Phoenix. And so hold on, I heard about it. Like I was saying though, this man, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know if he'd want me to name his name. Yeah, I don't know. But this dude was super cool, and he's a native of Detroit, and his wife's actually from Canada. But it's amazing to think that he's going to be bringing some urban apologetic issues to Ravi Zacharias International Ministries, and they're going to raise awareness there, which is a very important international ministry, very large and very impactful all over the world. So that's amazing to see. So God is doing something. Detroit sometimes gets the bad reputation, 7-8 mile potholes, foreclosed houses, you know what I'm saying? But God is moving, and he's working. And God doesn't give up on cities like sometimes people do. And so it was a beautiful thing to see. And it was kind of cool. We were in the same place where Aretha Franklin's memorial service was held. That's right, where Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and Bill Clinton and Ariana Grande and Louis Farrakhan and everybody else there who came to speak at Aretha Franklin's memorial service, they were there right in the other room. It's called Greater Grace, large, beautiful campus. Now, we just had one room, but everyone was so kind. I could not believe how many people got books. And let me say something also, though, that was a little troubling, but I'm glad that I asked it. I said, you know what? We've went through a lot today. We've heard a lot of different issues disclosed, and they've all been very important. It's Christianity, the white man's religion, talk about the Kemetz, on and on, right? I said, I don't want to lecture as much for this last session, which is on Hebrew Israelism. Instead, I want to really do some Q&A. But I'm going to talk about Hebrew Israelites nonetheless because that's my topic. And I have 150 slides. We're not going to get to them all. And so what happened was I said, let me first ask, who here has somebody that they know or care about who's involved in Hebrew Israelism. And a good amount of people raised their hands. So there was someone whose husband had been in that, is trying to drag them into it. There's a whole bunch of other family members, brothers, cousins, uncles, older, younger, co-workers. Just everyone didn't get to relay their stories, but some of them they did. Okay, and some of their stories we got to hear right there, because apologetics is facts and information, but at the end of the day, it's stories about people and stories about what the Lord wants to do in people's lives. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is about. That's what we want to see. That's why when we watch a Lee Strobel testimony, it's powerful. Or Josh McDowell's testimony, or hear William Lane Craig give his testimony. It's powerful because an apologetic component is directly in how God used them to bring them to belief in his son. And that makes sense because then they engage in that same type of activity. C.S. Lewis as well. The list is long. And it's powerful to see. And so that's really what this is about. It's the glory of God in people's lives. Apologetics is a means to that end that he's given us, okay? So hearing these was tough. It was tough. But it just reminds you how real things are. Now, I was very blessed. I got to go downtown Detroit and visit a little bit there. It looks old. It does look very old, a lot of it. Some of it's being revitalized, but that gives me mixed feelings because that results in gentrification, which I have mixed feelings about. But super interesting to see Detroit in its many kind of stages, what it's trying to do. It'll be interesting to see what the future of the city is. It's got a lot of old buildings. You can kind of tell, the glory of yesteryear. But I like old downtowns and old buildings like that, so that doesn't necessarily bother me. I like when things keep their character. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. I got to go to the Coney Island downtown because that's like a Detroit staple, so we had to try that out. And also went to this spot called Beans and Cornbread, which is soul food. And, oh, man, that was nice. We don't have very good soul food here in Phoenix. We just don't. We have excellent Mexican food and other food as well. Soul food's not one of our strong suits, you know what I'm saying? And it was beautiful to go to Beans and Cornbread. D. New knows about it. Keisha knows about it. Sherelle, I don't know who else is in the live chat, but I don't know if you want to comment on that. But here's a comment by D. New actually we'll bring up now. So the point is, these apologetic conferences are great, but you know what I'm saying? It's also good to meet people. And the social component to me is a beautiful thing and a thing I enjoy, and I was glad that was able to be part of it as well. Dinu, I appreciate the compliment, and there's some good energy there in the room. Just a lot of great people. I'm just glad I got to meet people, and I'm also very glad I got to link up with Inop. I had met him in Chicago, and I can tell he might be what missionaries sometimes call a man of peace. There's a whole thing behind that, but I think he proved to be right. And now I'm switching to something else I did in Detroit, the sit down with Inop, who's a Hebrew Israelite. He emailed me today and said, "Hey, I'm gonna address some of the things we talked about. I'm gonna address some of the things that your supporters said in the live stream and in the comments." Which I said, "Hey, I don't co-sign everything on there, just." And he said, "That's cool, I get it, but just know it's not personal, but I need to address it." And I said, "You know what, man? I appreciate that. Like, you're not playing games, you're going to address it, and that's cool. Like, there's no other way to be. You sit down, you speak respectfully and directly, and then afterwards you say, look, I disagree with you, so I'm going to address it. Why would I take that personal? I have a lot of respect for Anop, especially after he emailed me and said that. I was like, okay, he's going to come out, and he's going to say stuff, and I even said I might make a response, I might not. You know what I'm saying? And I get why he's going to do that, and I think that's fine. And I give a lot of respect to him, too, because I told him, if you do this, you're going to get a lot of hate. Because they're going to say, why are you sitting down beside the devil? One guy actually made a video where he said to Inop, he said, I wouldn't sit down with Vocab Malone. The only way I would sit down next to Vocab Malone if it was his skeleton. Straight up. We'll probably put that in the Kindness of Hebrews 3 when we drop that. I hope you guys have seen Kindness for Hebrews 2, which my man... an apology accepted comment Mike did. And by the way, comment Mike, the GoPro, I got to use it a little bit in Detroit. I didn't have it strapped. I use it as a second camera, but the angles it gets because of I don't know if it has a fisheye lens, I don't know the details, but it has a certain curvature or concave to it or whatever. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But whatever it is, it makes it look really cool. And some of the backup shots I got, I think are pretty cool that I think you'll like. So I want to show you that stuff. to be interesting to see what you think, because I did get some good material, because I recorded my 2 talks at the Urban Apologetics Conference. I recorded my talk with INOP because I was worried in case the live stream went out, because I was using hotel internet and my portable jetpack. I also recorded my talk on Wednesday in Columbus, Ohio, and my second talk in Columbus, Ohio. So I got 5 new recordings. I mean, that's crazy, right? That's real bugged out. So pray for INOP. Even with the hate he has to deal with amongst his own community, ultimately, he stepped away from some One West ideas. It'd be beautiful to see him step away from Hebrewism and fully embrace the gospel, because he's someone who is more interested in the new covenant than most Hebrew Israelites I meet, and that's a really good start, you know? And so I give him props, because he knew he's going to take a lot of heat, and he still did it. And, you know, to the Hebrew Israelites, GMS folks who came against him, let me say something. Don't you want some independent thinkers in your community? Don't you want some men who stand on their own 2 feet and aren't afraid to take the heat? Don't you want somebody who's willing to buck up against, you know, the systems you've established? I mean, if you're in GMS, that's exactly what Tahar did at One West. Don't you appreciate that? Abba Bivens did the same thing before he left the Commandment Keepers. You see what I'm saying? If you're an IUIC, that's what Nate did. You see, you know, you guys ironically follow people who did this and you appreciate it, but yet INOP can't do it. You know, I don't think people talk about this a lot. A lot of Hebrew Israelites will say, you know, we left the street life and now we're in this. Why you want to come against us? Maybe, maybe not. But that shows you might be susceptible to peer pressure. I'm talking to the Hebrew Israelites directly right now. A lot of you guys are susceptible to peer pressure. You may say, what do you mean? We go out in the street corner and we're hated. What are you talking about, peer pressure? You're the one who's doing things for the... Your guys, your crew, your posse eggs you on. Gives you a shout out. Con. It's true, Aki. That's right. Powerful lesson. Faithful, you know, all that stuff you guys do to cheerlead for each other. You guys are susceptible to peer pressure amongst your own peer group. And in fact, you guys demand such a high level of conformity. I would say a lot of the Hebrew Israelites are more susceptible to peer pressure. You're not allowed to think independently. Imagine for a second if one of you decided to buck the doctrine of reincarnation. Imagine for a second if one of you said, you know, I'm not so sure if the Apocrypha is canonical. Imagine for a second if you said, I don't think Lashawan Kadash is real Hebrew. Imagine for a second if you said, you know, I don't think we're gods, and I don't think other nations are going to... Name any doctrine. Imagine if you started to think differently about it or ask questions. They call you wicked, say you're a Jake, call you a tear, say you're 2/3, say you're going to be missile food. A lot of Hebrew Israelites are susceptible to peer pressure. You know why I respect INOP? He told me when he disagreed with me to my face, yet he's willing to sit down and explain his beliefs without losing his mind. He's willing to speak his mind on controversial issues in your guys' community. And he is willing to take the heat for his convictions. Now, I think he's wrong, and he already knows that on a ton of stuff. We may be a little bit closer than a GMS member, but we're still super far away on a ton of issues. I don't want people to think for a second that was a goody feel interfaith dialogue. We're going to be cool and chill, but at the end of the day, we have massive differences in our understanding of the gospel. I think that came out in the conversation. Hebrew Israelites are susceptible to peer pressure, maybe even more than a lot of groups. And it has to do with a lot of the authoritarian structure and honestly the cultic nature that you guys have got set up there, especially with your camps and your cells. And I'm just going to say that. And I'm glad to see people stepping out and not being so afraid of what the other Hebrew Israelites are going to say, like INOP. It is what it is. So I think that's important to say. And that's kind of the Detroit section. So keep Detroit in prayer. Keep the people involved with the conference in prayer. Great topics were had. But you know what I see? I see more people doing urban apologetics conferences. Used to just be a few. Used to be this and that. It's going to be beautiful to see. The resources are starting to get developed. The church does not stay asleep forever. And so I'm excited about this. So, That's their ministry there in Detroit that they've got. So if you're in Detroit, link up with them, okay? If you're in Detroit, link up with them. There's the information right there. If you're anywhere in Michigan, link up with them. And, I also drove through Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. And Michigan, does have a different makeup in a lot of the United States. And that factors into the apologetics. And let me say this. We need to have missionaries to Michigan. I think a lot of the big cities in the United States we need to have missionaries to, but especially Detroit and Dearborn and Michigan. That is one of the prime places I think we need to have missionaries to. For real. I'm not just saying that. All right. So what happened then? I went down to Cleveland area. And the Cleveland area, I really mainly spent time with family. That was the main thing I did. So when I said Cleveland, it was mainly me driving through and spending time with family. Then I went down to Columbus. I have family down there as well. Shout out to Chris Featherstone. Shout out to Cordell. Shout out to Pastor Ebb. That was a beautiful time. Chris said, hey, you're going to be in town anyway. Let's do an apologetic Q&A at this church. Pulled up to the church, gave a little bit of an introduction, did an open Q&A. It was beautiful. A smaller group because it was normally their prayer meeting. They said, we don't normally do this, but our bigger service is tomorrow. Let's interview you for a little bit, kind of vet you. Let's clear it with the powers that be, and let's do this Thursday for our larger midweek service. They invited me back. It was amazing. And the second time was an introduction to urban apologetics. It kind of covered the landscape and the issues. So it was a little less technical than the first night because the first night was where people were there. A lot of them were there to see some urban apologetics, and it was very insightful because these issues are all over the country. The second night opened a lot of people's eyes, but it was at the same church. But the folks there are talking about, let's do an apologetics conference in Columbus, maybe. Isn't that amazing? From really a providential encounter where Chris just set something up on a Wednesday, it led to a greater thing on a Thursday. Now we're talking about an apologetic conference in Columbus. This is beautiful. Again, the Lord is moving. I'm very, very excited about this. The Midwest has cities filled where this kind of stuff needs to happen. Atlanta is going to be a hub. That's not going to go away. New York, LA, you know what I'm saying? There's places, right? Houston, Chicago. But there's so much history in places like Detroit. That's where the Nation of Islam began, for example. We got to keep those on our eye. We got to keep those places in our eye. The history there. I really wanted to visit Muhammad Mosque #1. I didn't get a chance to do it. That's where that's where the first Nation of Islam temple is. And I wanted to talk to some Nation of Islam members. It just didn't work out. But hey, yeah, thank you, Nate. Have people subscribe to Chris because he hooked it up. He's a very interesting guy, and I'm gonna be working with him more. I love my people in Columbus. Basically, let me tell you something. Any excuse I can get to go to Columbus, I'll take it. And anything I can do in that general area that's within driving different distance of Columbus, it's very easy to get me there. So Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland, certain areas of Kentucky, Indianapolis. Not as much Chicago. That's a little bit on the edge of what I would be driving distance for Columbus. But you get the idea. Detroit, blah blah blah. Okay, because I want to be there because I got family there, and I really value that, and so I'm with that. Now, I see people talk. I see just Soko talking about GOCC. Some GOCC members have contacted me recently, and let me say this: they're ex-members. We might be doing some new interviews. Remember the interviews where we talk to ex-members? We might be having some big interviews coming up with some ex-members, and I'm talking about leaders. So again, God is moving. There are so many people contacting. It's impossible to hit everyone back, but I care and I try to read everything, even if I don't hit it back. Just know that I see them. I'm excited about what's going to happen. Any plans for Toronto? Not that I know. Just so everyone knows, anytime I'm going somewhere, it's usually someone else did it and I go along for it. I don't plan to hit any city. I'm bivocational. I got a lot I got to take care of here. But if the Lord opens the doors, I'll go. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is. And some of you might know I bought some new clothes to go there. I'm trying to be a little more professional. Okay, I still want to, be myself and all that. but I realize that it's important presentation in people's minds, especially that are new. You know, they don't know who you are. They're scoping you out. So I'm trying to step up some things. So, for example, Command Mike's going to help. We're going to get a different new even webcam that's going to be even better than the one we've got. We got a new mic. Now, at the end of the day, these things don't make your truth content, right? You know what I'm saying? But they help because presentation matters. And we just don't know how much time we have, not just until Jesus comes back, but even until these platforms are here for us. And I'm not just saying that silly. I'm not a Steven Crowder guy, but he just got demonetized. A bunch of other people get deplatformed. Demonetized it hurts you. It's part of it. These things are really happening. And so we got and a number of you mentioned the brother who was arrested in Canada for preaching against the LGBTQ A plus community. I think that's the full. I think it's LGBTQI A plus. I think that's a full acronym now. That Pastor David. That's wild. I believe it's Pastor David Lynn. So this is not just scare stuff. But you know what? We have opportunities that generations before us never had. So we just keep on doing it. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord's going to be faithful because he's going to build a church. Ephesians 3:20-21. You know what I'm saying? So now let's do this. Let's switch over, and I want to tell you guys about some of the stuff that happened in Columbus. And then I want to, again, interact with you guys. I see you guys up in there. Let me see. Oh, wait, look. I'm going to show you guys something, but not right now. I know I haven't done a book. Sorry, I'm totally switching subjects. I know I haven't done a book thing in a while, but let me say I've still been getting new books. And to folks who support this ministry, you'd be surprised how much of it goes to books. I've got to have books to research. This helped me in my Nation of Islam studies. Got this new book. I love the title, Code of Many Colors, Jewish Subcommunities in the United States. Has sections on here on Hebrew Israelites. And so, I'm constantly discovering new resources. You can probably tell this is sort of an academic one. Another new one I discovered that has an entry on the Hebrew Israelites. So I'm constantly discovering new things, and I try to have to get each one because there's so scant resources. You have to get each one to look at it to see what's there. Now, I haven't read all those yet. But I've looked at sections, and I can see they've got really good stuff. And then I think I've mentioned this already. This has been a fascinating read. And this, I've been studying the Apocrypha more because I think I need to do a show on the Apocrypha coming up sometime. This is kind of old, but this is a section on the Apocrypha as well. And so just know it's constant, nonstop. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a third freestyle, and I still owe you guys 2 after this. And then after I do this freestyle, I'm going to show you I'm going to talk about the trip still a little bit, but first, before I do that, after I freestyle, I'm going to show you guys some stuff that David Wood and I are working on. That's right. I'm going to show you some stuff. I think I like this one. Hold on, let me go with this one first. Let me do this one first. There we go. Let me get my little drink. What's up, Gerard Perry? Buffering issues. Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's see how the sound is here. How's the sound, y'all? I need to know about the sound, y'all. All right, let's do this thing. Soko on the beats. It's time. Yeah. Freestyle number 3. Simple as ABC. Freestyle number 3. Soko is on the beat. Peep me out, it's Vocab Malone. Freestyle, M-O-D-E. Unlocked, I'm shocked. And now I rock. Doctor for the block. Yes, yes, y'all, an Italian wop. That is me, I am a Dago. Connect with other brothers like some Lego pieces. I got the greases in my hair. The beat is rare. I thank God for the air I breathe. I thank him, yes indeed, until I leave this old earth. Shout out to the people who know the worth of Yeshua, Mashiach. Peep it out now, rock hip hop. Yes, y'all, no flip-flop. Strictly Adidas, or maybe Puma. Yes, y'all, from here to Yuma, Arizona, I be a consumer of books and such. Yes, yes, y'all, and now I rush you like the 1985 Chicago Bear. Peep this out, the beat is in the atmosphere. I'm up in here, Vocab Malone, you know I do dare you to compare Jesus Christ to any other, he's too rare. He's unique, and so I speak. Everywhere I go, everyone that I meet. Upon the concrete, I spit, I gleek. Yes, yes, yo, the Holy Spirit does seek out his people to grow them up. I grab the microphone, I blow it up like a jihadi terrorist. Vocab Malone, there's no error in this. Scripture, made by God, get the picture. It is too hard for man to uplift ya. He's gotta give you a hand. Peep it out, the sovereign hand, the sovereign man across the land. Vocab Malone, I be like a ram, rushing from Russian. What's the question? Yes, y'all, what's the discussion? I transform like a robot. Shout out to Noel, mention the GoBots. Freestyle number 3. And now it's time for me to show you what David Wood and I are working on this very week. Shout out to you, Roxb, for the super chat. Somebody let me know where we're at, because my understanding right now is I owe you guys 2 more. So please let me know. All right. I don't know how I'm going to do this exactly. David Wood might actually get mad at me if I show you guys this, but I just can't help it. Okay, I'm going to have to speak a little bit louder. Oh, farther away from the mic. Let me open this box. Oh my goodness, how's this gonna work? All right, guys. Well, just know I'm trying to get this set up here. We're gonna be doing some new recordings and videos very shortly here. David's got some crazy ideas, and I'm adding to his crazy ideas. And of course, for whatever reason, I'm a willing participant in crazy ideas. Not going to tell you exactly what it is, although I've dropped some hints on some other shows. And I've told some of you guys this in person. Alright? Let me just show you some of the stuff we're going to be rocking. Most of these costumes will be David wearing them. The reason for that is because I'll be mainly one character. So a lot of these actually are strictly for David Wood. I came home from Detroit, and guess what happened? These costumes were all up on my crib, all over. David Wood is going to be wearing almost all of these. This is like, this is like a Greek-Roman guy. Some of this stuff I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I think we're getting a different green screen, but now there's quite a few. David always makes sure we have everything, so he'll even send gaffer tape in the mail and things that this is literally all the stuff I got. And you know, these things that hang up stuff. Black blood capsules. I don't know why exactly. We haven't actually discussed everything we're doing. I don't know what this is. I guess David does, though. It looks like some kind of strange makeup thing. I don't know what this is. One Day Color, some kind of spray. I guess David's going to be using this. I don't know. Yeah, you saw that, Soko? Biblical wig. But apparently he's got 2 of them. But it looks like it's different. Halicare, Silver Ash. I actually don't know what everything is. Super, super weird. Super weird, right? Super weird. Okay, so D-New, I see you're saying there's 6 freestyles unlocked, but we've done 3, so we only have 3 left to do, right? I'm not going to tell you what this one is. Let me just say it's going to be ridiculous. This is going to turn David into memes again. As this will probably turn me into memes as well. This is going to get screenshotted, and Hebrews Lights are going to use it. I don't care anymore at this point. Same thing when it comes to stuff like this. So, there's some more stuff, but that gives you the basic idea. Here's what I'm doing. I'm just showing you some of the stuff we're going to be using for the new collaborations. Because the collaborations are happening. They are going down. So, I think you guys wanted to see that. All right? Yeah. Oh, man, some of your guys' comments. Man. On a serious note, before we do another freestyle here, is this. I want you guys to know how important your involvement and participation is to the future of everything we're trying to do here. And again, there's lots of us. I encourage support of all kinds of other channels. You know what I'm saying? Here's the deal. It's interesting how important social media has become in apologetics right now. And what's strange is I don't fully know if a lot of apologists realize it. I'm not even saying I've, fully capitalized or got it or whatever. Here we are, though, right now, the time we're in, and I see a number of us trying to really utilize it. It's definitely a day of small beginnings. You sometimes wonder if it's going to end before it comes, though. Will Christian apologists be aware of how important it is before the time is too late? But things are changing nonetheless. And I'm prefacing this to say something because I don't want this to come off wrong, what I'm about to say. Sorry there was buffering. Excuse me, I don't know. Sometimes these things happen. Okay. Apologies. Here's the deal. When one of the places, it was a Wednesday night, all right? Okay, you're saying I owe 3 more? Okay, thank you, Roxby. Again, thank you, Roxby. And it was great to meet Dinu. It was great to meet Keisha. It was great to meet Sherelle. It was great to meet all of them. It would be awesome in the future to meet more and more of you. And I think these things are going to happen, okay? There's more coming by God's grace. I've never, ever, ever, when I've been introduced for any event ever in my life, had this happen before, of what I'm about to say here. But it shows you how there's a changing of the guard. I don't know if that's the right word, a passing of the baton. This is not entirely right to say it that way, but some changes happening. Usually, your credentials that people say, because, not everyone knows everyone, and especially in urban apologetics, it's a small field. It's like, they went to school here, they teach here, they work there, they've worked here, they're a pastor here, they go to church there. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff, right? And that's still part of introductions and bios and all that. But it's interesting, when it comes to other kinds of apologists, it's a little bit different. This time, one of the places when I got introduced before I was doing the speaking, at a mixed, congregation, in the sense it was very diverse culturally. Here's what they said. They said, Vocab has XYZ amount of subscribers on YouTube, and if you add it up, XYZ amount of social media, followers or whatever. That's the term that's used, as followers. And I had never even thought about myself to add up like everything, because it seems so small to me, especially when I compare it to secular folks and celebrities and all that. It's like, sometimes you feel like, man, are we going to really be able to make a difference? But you just plod away by God's grace. That was so interesting to me that was specifically brought up to introduce to people who didn't know, to say he has a certain amount of this or that. And it's very humbling to realize that any second they can pull all that away and it can change and whatever. So it is what it is, because it's not our platform. We don't own it. We don't. And so we got to deal with that. This is happening to people. Some of you guys follow Tommy Robinson. He's not doing ministry per se. He's doing something different. But nonetheless, he's been kicked off of platform after platform. He was on Snapchat. Now he's kicked off that. Now he's going to Telegram. It's crazy. It's like literally, it's like this strange game of hopscotch. You go from one social media platform to the other. So it helps me realize how important it is what you guys do. The Patreon supporters, the people who share videos, all that. With every apologetics social media person you guys watch, so not just me, I'm saying whoever it is, just know how important it is. It's very, very important. And I just want to encourage you guys in that. And so I'm glad to be doing my part, and I'm glad to see all you guys stepping up. And I want to be optimistic. But just be optimistic no matter what happens. Because what else are you going to do? I don't mean be foolish or not realistic, but I think we should just have a view where we see challenges and problems as opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So, let me get a drink of water because it's time for me to do this next freestyle. Apparently, I owe you guys 3 more. I don't think I'm going to do all 3. I might do 1 or 2 more before the show ends. And then I realized I need to study the Apocryphal more to talk about it. And I still need to do a show on reincarnation. And I've got a whole bunch of other stuff on the list. I need to talk to these ex-Hebrew Israelite members. It's just, there's so much, But I'm glad to be back in Phoenix. I'm glad to be getting to the grind. I'm glad to be doing stuff. I'm glad for the trip. I'm glad to see different cities this year and what the Lord is doing, whether it's Atlanta, whether it's Detroit. It's been a beautiful time. And I thank you guys for being part of it. We are a squad, for real, And by God's grace, if we get to travel, I look forward to meeting more of you. Because, you think about it, how important are our friendships and relationships? They really are immeasurable, family. Now, ultimately, we look to the Lord. We can't put friendship, family in the place of God. That's idolatry. But you never overestimate that, because at the end of the day, followers or what you do at your job or money, all these things, I just pray that we value the Lord and then people, and these are center things, and it's that. And I think the 10 Commandments reflect those priorities. I think that, and it's easy to get caught up in other stuff, especially in the West. And I think that Jesus' 2 great commands also do as well. So, I just say that because we meet each other, and then it's beautiful when we meet each other online and we meet each other in real life. Regardless of what changes in our lives over the next coming years, let's try to remain a community. Let's try to remain positive. Let's try to be honest. Let's try to be quick to forgive, because I guarantee you we're going to continue. We'll hurt each other's feelings. We'll make mistakes. I'm talking about the apologetics community, especially the one that I'm sort of around a lot. You guys, just continue to do that. Let's learn how to be Christ-like together, regardless of what happens. And I just think that's important, because aren't long-term friendships the best? It's great to meet new people, and that's beautiful. But isn't it amazing when you can look back what the Lord's done in you and another person's life 20 years? Now, granted, sometimes it's bittersweet, but that is something you can't replace. And then the crazy thing is, one day then you don't get that anymore. One day your friends are old and they start dying around you, and you value them even more. One day, everyone that you knew who was older than you is gone. The people who influenced you, they're gone, and all of a sudden you're the oldest. This happens. It's a wild thing to realize your own mortality. And so let's live for the glory of God in community together in the meantime. And I hope that really you guys take what I'm saying. So look forward to some crazy stuff with a bunch of people and dope stuff on this channel. Let's do another freestyle. And I appreciate the kind words. I'm reading your guys' comments. All right, here we go. Let's get another beat, another freestyle. Which one? Kind of feeling this one. Let me get the volume right here. Get the volume right. the volume right. Get 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 the volume right. Guys, let me know about the volume. How is it? I really do need to know. The thing is, the beat has got to be loud. I know some of you guys don't like the beat loud. It doesn't sound good when my voice is too loud. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. We got our, and then after this, we'll have 2 freestyles that I owe you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's do this. And then after this, maybe I'll give you, thank you, Corns Chandler. And thank you, there's some new Patreon folks. I need to give you guys a shout out. After this, I'm going to give a little bit of news update about one of the final things. And then that'll be it. All right, here we go. Rockin' from here to the Detroit hood. It's all good. Me and David Wood about to link up. Peep it out now. We gonna click up and rip it up against this line. Dropping theological bombs during Ramadan and on. We rock it on. We don't stop. Continue on. Just like Tron in your computer until we're gone. Do not yawn. We make you sleepy? Nah, homie. That ain't the truth. So peep see on the internet. I freestyle like Mike. Check 1 2 1 2 with the SA crew. Now we coming through. So what do you wanna do? Boom. Yes, in the room. Turn up the volume. We will consume. Vocab Malone. I got the broom to sweep. I sleep and then I ride around in my Jeep from here to New York. Peep it out now. Brought by the stork. Birth of new rhymes. I am a dork. I watch X-Men movie Phoenix. Yes, y'all, but I wrote about Jesus, not the X-Men. Vocab Malone, X-Man. Nah, not a trans guy. Peep it out now, that ain't no lie. Yes, y'all, till the day I die. 1 to the 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drink and drive, don't do it. Rockin' 90s hip-hop music when I'm going in Michigan. Jump in a lake and fish again. From here to Cleveland, believin' God for the miracle, a minivan. Not my rental, the ill instrumental. Vocab Malone from the top of the mental. So simple. Some of y'all drinking water, now alcohol. Maybe can't ball in the stall. Dropping bombs for all of y'all. Like my man Nate in the milk crate. Rapping late. Yes, indeed, I got a date with Jesus tonight to read his word. He shows me light. Aight. Aw, man, thanks. Apology accepted, man. You're a great dude, man. Congratulations on your graduation. And that's for real. So we've got 2 freestyles that we owe you. And then I'm debating going live tonight. That's okay, Love Light. We got PayPal. It's vocabmalone@gmail.com. So that works fine. So it's all good. All right. Okay, so let me say a few things. One is, it's possible I might be going to Houston sometime this year. I'll keep you updated on that. It has to do with some things popping off there that are important. I am going to be in Detroit at the end of July. Not only that, but I'm going to be back in Columbus, Ohio, the first week of July. And so if you're in Columbus, come down there. I'm not going to probably be going to Cleveland again, but I'm actually be back the first week of July. So I'm kind of giving you guys a little bit of my schedule. I'm not going to write all this down, but you can write it down if you're interested, if it's relevant. Mid-August, early August, I'm supposed to be in Brooklyn, New York. That's right. I'm not going to tell you all the reasons why I'm there, but if you want to know more about what's going on there, I'll let you know. I'm supposed to be in Brooklyn, early August. In September, I'm trying to go to LA. I used to go there a lot more, numerous times per year. It hasn't worked out this year. But in September, I'm trying to go to LA at least one time. I really need to go there twice this year. But, life is life, right? Then in October, I hope to be in the East Coast at the very end of the month. I'll give more details about that. I'll just say in general the East Coast, a major East Coast city at the end of October, early November. Then in mid-November, I will be at ETS. I'm not speaking or anything. This is a different type of thing. It's a time of learning for me and the Apologetic Avengers because we go. And I encourage people to become members of the ETS Society and to go to ETS as well. And that's mid-November. Then because of my job, I usually can't go anywhere after Thanksgiving or in December. Most of the time. There's exceptions. But that's most of the traveling schedule. Some of them new may pop out, and I'll let you know. And all of that. But I'm super easy to work with on these things. So if you want to talk to me about it, here's the best solution. To people who really want to get a hold of me and we got to talk about this stuff, you got to message me on multiple social media platforms. Because I don't have people to really help me answer this stuff. So you need to hit me up on multiple ones. And it needs to be clear exactly what you're asking. I ain't trying to be a hater, but some people send me messages and it's not clear what they want, and I just can't be like, what do you, it needs to be exactly clear what you're asking, what you need back, so I can give a direct, short answer. Some of you guys want really long answers, and it's not even clear what you're asking me in the first place, okay? And again, that's not hate. I'm just kind of saying, like, it's getting more and more difficult. I got to be more selective in what I answer. And I'm excited about Dallas because I'm also going to see my man, Con-Man Mike out there. So that's exciting right there. And thank you, Corn, to see all your comments. I appreciate that. And so that's what's up. You know what, guys? Let's end the show with one. You want to do one more freestyle and end the show with that? Because that's the end of the show. Or let's just play the outro. Let's just play the outro. I'll have 2 freestyles. And if I go live tonight, maybe I'll do them then. We'll see. Let's end. I think I did 4 freestyles tonight. I think that's quite enough. So stay posted. There's more popping off. Much love to you all, guys. You guys are too much, and you guys are awesome folks. Thank you to all the super chatters. And let's end with the outro to the show. And in the meantime, peace out to you guys. Just thank you 1,000 times over. God bless. Peace out. Vocab Malone Street Apologist Media is done.